Hello boys and girls, this is ImAnderZEL of course, and welcome back to another CSGO tutorial for beginners. This time we're gonna take a look at the very classic and iconic CS map, Dust 2. We're gonna first take a look at what kinds of positions you should be looking out for that the CTs might be hiding in when you play as T. Then we are going to look at some good strategies, some easy ways to actually push the Ts back when you are playing CT, and also some easy and quick flashes and smokes. Okay, you're on the T side, you have a great spawn for B. How do you see you have a great spawn on B? Obviously we're close to B, but if you look at the radar you can see that we're right here in the corner of the green buying area, also known as the spawning area. So if you spawn here, you know you have a good and quick spawn to B. So first off, get your knife out, you want to try to stay close to that wall, do a quick jump, then aim for between the pillars, run, get your nade out pretty much here, toss a nade, and it's gonna flash pretty much the entire site. This is a really good flash, it's simple. A lot of the times the enemy will counter flash and similar, but that's just how life is. So we have three positions here, first of all, that are pretty sneaky, but the CTs might not always get to them. First of all, this corner, then this corner, and then most dangerously, I would say, is here in the back. However, the only way they can get there without you seeing them is either they flash you or they smoke you off. So only if they smoke you or flash you, you should check these positions running into B, because otherwise they should not have time to go there without letting you see them go there. So if you haven't seen anyone go there, you haven't gotten flash, you haven't gotten smoke, you just tossed your flash. First place you want to look at is here. Then you want to check the site. Then you want to check hole. Obviously there might be a guy up there. You also want to check door. Sometimes people like to hang out right in the door. Up here as well. Then when you start making your way out on site, you want to check this area. And if you make it all the way over to the site, you want to try to check this area. Don't check CT spawn, it's hard to get any picks on CTs in CT spawn, but definitely check that area, be ready to shoot, and also the same with this area right here. Then when you plant, if you need to plant safely, I recommend here. I recommend right here, and try to make sure in the middle and really close to these, because otherwise they can shoot you from door or window. And also of course in this corner or right here, and I always recommend crouching. If you don't have to plant safely, I think you can easily get away with a plant up here, and a lot of the times it might take the CTs a couple of extra seconds to actually find the bomb, thanks to it being hidden. So I hope that's gonna help you check out the B and attacking B. Let's take a little bit of a look at what you can do in middle and A as well. Okay, we got a good spawn for going both long, mid, and short, so we're gonna go mid. First of all, we're gonna try going from short to middle. All you do then is go up here. Make sure you check this position. If you know the enemy might have an AWP, a good thing is to just jump over, because if you peek him, he probably will get to you first. Then move your way up on short. You want to always watch out if any lurker or aggressive CT comes and actually attacks you from here. But other than that, keep an eye on for something like this, a little bit of a boosting going on, because both of the dudes can shoot you in the head, and the top guy can even shoot you in the body, so it's very dangerous. When it's time to actually jump down on the boxes, you might want to actually, before you jump, check swiftly the corners, then jump down. First thing you want to check then is obviously this position. When you go out, you want to check here a little bit, then straight up here. You usually will have one guy standing there, there, or there. Quite dangerous. Then it might be one guy right there. Might be one guy pretty much right there. And then when you start peeking out, you want to check up here. Obviously in the window. Then obviously over at the box. Last guy that might get you is bot Neil, that's standing in that little corner. Not a super common position for CTs to take up if you rush out mid, but still a good position to keep in mind. Okay, we got a good spawn again for mid, short, or long, so we're gonna go short this time. I'm gonna show you guys a nice little pop flash and a nice smoke for going short later. So first thing you want to watch out for, just like the mid push, is this guy, maybe opping or similar, so you want to definitely make sure you can dodge him. Also this guy, of course, and any boosted friend of his, but we can get rid of them easily with the smoke I will show you later. Then as soon as you turn the corner, you want to check the stairs area, then you want to check this little corner, then check stairs again, because there he is. He's holding further back where there's more cover. Then of course you want to check on top of that box and on the ledge. Then usually there won't be any enemies there or here, even though it might happen sometimes they try to hide behind any of those covers, but it's very, very rare. More common is this position that Wally is taking up behind these blue metal boxes. Then you want to peek goose, obviously, if someone's sitting goose. Then sight. Then you want to check this corner. Then over here. And then, of course, towards car. And then, of course, keep on sweeping the sight, because if you haven't killed the sight guy yet, you can bet he's hiding behind here, over here in goose, or behind here. So, let's take a look at the smokes and flashes. So, you're coming from T-spawn, easy peasy smoke to cover any attack on short is this one. It pops on top of the boxes, covering your entire run up short from any person in middle. Both the AWPer and this guy plus a boosted friend. As you can see, it's completely no visibility. Only way they can even see a little bit of short is crouching right here, but that's a very vulnerable position for them. So as soon as that sucker pops, bring out your flashbang, charge it, toss it, and there we go. Nice pop flash, blinds this guy, and even blinds this guy up here. Only problem might be that if there's one guy up here, he won't be blinded, but that's not very common, so you should not have to worry about that. So when you take an A site, a very good position to actually plant your bomb is for short, especially if you took it from short and there might still be CTs over on long. You can plant the bomb here so you can clearly see. Another good one is if you took it from long, obviously you can plant it towards long. I believe you can even plant it up here on the edge. No, actually you can't anymore. Oh yeah, you can kind of plant it on the edge. A little bit. You have to make sure it lands down here though, so the crosshair is kind of in the middle. I believe you can plant up here as well. I believe you can plant up here. Nope. Oh, yeah, you can. A little bit. And maybe even here. Yes, you can. So you do have a lot of choices, but it's a very small area, so it's kind of hard to hide the bomb. And any old CS 1.6 player will know that it was possible to plant it so the bomb would drop down here and actually be almost invisible. But sadly, you can't do that in CSGO. However, though, it was kind of a little bit of a bullshit thing to do. If you plan it for short, I would recommend hiding one guy here and then having the rest of the guys on short to cover it. That makes it extremely difficult for CTs to actually retake the site and defuse the bomb. Okay, we got a good spawn for mid, short and long again. This time we want to go long. If you do rush long straight up and don't wait for their nades, you can straight up peek this area where this guy is standing, and you will see if anyone goes to pit or over to this position. But if you do wait for the nades to kind of pop in here, watch out for them obviously getting inside here. They usually will blow up over here, so if you wait here in the door or here in the gap, they won't hurt you that much, or might not even hurt you at all. But if you do wait for the nades, the first thing you want to do is check that area, then this area. Then you want to check pit, and obviously behind here as well. Then when you start moving up, look at car, then towards site, scan the entire site area. Also be wary of CTs coming up from CT spawn. When you start getting to this door and this kind of phone pole here, or I don't know, electric pole, I don't care. You want to check car, of course, then keep an eye on CT spawn again, then up here, then up in the coastal noob corner, then CT spawn again, maybe mid, and then short. When you start getting up on site, you want to obviously watch out for site guys standing here, but also a guy that might be standing right there. That's a kind of a sneaky position. They might also be hiding here and waiting just until you start planting and then pop you once in the head. So those are the most common positions, I would say, on a site if you go from long. So let's take a quick little look at some nades and some smokes you can do. Okay, let's look at a quick little flashbang. This is not anything difficult at all. Just stand here in the sunny side and try to aim at the middle and slightly to the left. And you're gonna have a flash that pops out. Should flash that guy and should flash this guy. And then a nice little smoke when you actually want to try to go past CT spawn is to take this little I don't know, concrete block, and the second one you want to line up with the wall whilst you're running, so you can do this on the fly. Try to have the smoke land somewhere around that area, and it's gonna bounce neatly here, and it's always gonna leave kind of a little bit of a gap there, or a little bit of a gap here, so you can't really choose. You need actually 2 smokes to completely smoke it off. As you can see, CTs can see a little bit there, and a little bit here, just because the smoke just isn't big enough to cover this entire area. You can also go for a nice nade on the guy standing right there. As you can see, we hit him pretty much spot on. I can show you. There you go. And the same thing goes for a Molotov also when you're coming from short. I forgot to actually show this. Pretty much land it on the same spot, and this time it will land on sight instead, making sure that people can't really take cover. As you can see, Molotov would burst right here. Since it's a Molotov, so it bursts when it lands, it doesn't bounce like the smoke does. So it would deny this entire area, leaving CTs with only this area to stand on A site, and here over at Goose, obviously. So, let's go and look at what you can do from CT side. So, we are on CT side now. I'm not gonna show you that many positions on CT side, since obviously we covered the majority of them on the T side of things. But I'm gonna show you some aggressive plays and some lurking strategies. One of the favorite ones for people to do, including myself, is have one of your friends boost you up on short to give you a huge time advantage compared to T's running down middle or running down lower dark. However, I can't actually jump up on these bots, I don't know why, very strange. I can jump on top of them, but once I'm on top of them I can't actually jump, so we're gonna have to take the long route. You save 4 to 7 seconds depending on how quick you and your friend is to boost you. Obviously run with the knife, you don't want to bring out your gun until you're basically at this position. Then you want to scan lower dark first. Sometimes I wait a couple of seconds here and just look down to see if they're running long or running for B. If it's an all-out B rush, you have an awesome opportunity here to go aggressive lower dark straight up and just try to shoot as many T's in the back as possible, stopping them from taking B, or at least helping your mates retake B and defusing. If you hear that there's people low dark and middle, they're probably not gonna hit up B, so you can go for a couple of shots on people in low dark. You usually get some easy headshots, since you can easily crouch and hide and just pull back if you're getting too many hits on you and you're not hitting the enemy. If no one is coming lower dark, but they're coming mid and long, you can always get some picks mid. Also, a great way is just spraying down 2-3 people if they're rushing short. If they're all going long, obviously you want to start running up towards long a little bit, then start sneaking. Check out these positions right here, right there, and right up here. That's where they usually lurk. Sometimes they have one guy here or behind the door if they heard you coming running, but generally if you did it right, you should be able to make it down into pit, shooting them in the back, or you might already be behind them here and you can start shooting people in the back in pit and similar. Also, if they're already on A site, I recommend you run as quickly as possible, follow this wall, and kind of behave like when I was on T side, and just kind of check site and short as you come along. So, another favorite strategy of mine is if I win the pistol round on CT side and I can afford to buy armor, a shotgun and a smoke, this is what I will do. I'll take the smoke, I toss it towards mid doors. That was a little bit of a failed one. You want it to hit more towards that area, so it actually kind of pops over here, giving you a lot of cover almost all the way into lower dark. But once you exit the smoke, you want to have your aim up there to see if anyone like Harvey is looking down mid, because he can actually tell his friendlies obviously you're coming. But if there's no one there and it sounds like everyone is hitting up B, just go for a nade and then pop up here. Don't go too far like I did there, but basically just to this area. So you show your head and then go to town with them with an SMG or a shotgun. I've gotten many quad kills and a couple of aces even with a shotgun, making tons of money for my team and just decimating the T's doing this. So definitely a smart little strategy I recommend if you want to be aggressive on second round, if you won the pistol round on CT side. A great way of denying any kind of push from T's coming into B is getting ready with a Molotov. Obviously this is a smoke, but imagine it's a Molotov. Tossing the Molotov, then straight away tossing an HE and just waiting here. That should both burn and do HE damage to them. And when they actually come out here, if they're still committed to the rush, you can basically just pick up 5 easy kills unless one of them gets a miraculously good headshot on you or you screw up something fantastically. If you want to go aggressive from B instead, there's 2 great options to do it. Either you go with the HE approach, basically throwing an HE pretty shallow, if you expect them to be rushing maybe or similar, and then just go for the kills, of course. But another thing, if you don't think they're gonna be rushing B, but you think that they will probably go mid or long again, best way of doing it is tossing a far in flashbang. You just simply put it further in there and it's gonna flash anyone inside here. Obviously the first place you want to be looking at is around these pillars, then you want to look down lower dark and then in this corner. Then I love to run T-spawn. Obviously make sure to check these kind of noob corners. There's only losers really hold back here. There's no reason for a T to be lurking back here really, but they might sometimes, so watch out for it. Then jump up on this ledge here on this box. It doesn't look like much, but you can stand on it. All you gotta do is go from that side up and then up, and you're in T-spawn. Easy peasy. I don't think you can do it from this side. No, you cannot. There's not enough of a ledge here. And but you can do it from here. You can actually do it from here. So if you're a little bit unsure of your jumping skills, I would recommend doing it in this corner actually. It's slightly less fast, but it will be a little bit more easy than lining up here perfectly and jumping up quickly like that. Okay, let's look at 2 kind of semi-sneaky positions on B and 1 clever position. So the first one is probably the most sneaky position on the entire map, to be honest. You go through hole, then you want to aim kind of here on the edge, jump, and land. And you can crouch, make sure you don't get flashed, pop up and shoot the enemy. If the enemy comes all the way over to here, then you just drop down and use this box as cover, trying to pick them off one by one as they enter the site. Pretty good stuff. If you come through the doors, you can do a nice little boost up here. You can do it the easy way by jumping there, going around and up. Or you can do it, let's see if I can actually make it the first try here. Oh, I fucked it up. Oh my god, silver noob Anders. There we go, much better, and do it way quicker. Especially if you have a friendly standing down here, you can get a bunch of nice shotgun kills, pistol kills, and especially rifle kills by just shooting down on them as your friend is kind of taking their fire from down here. Another good thing to do is if you're opping, this is one of my favorite things to do if I'm holding B, is go through window, jump to the edge of this box, jump again, and then sit right here, having that wall and this box kind of flush with each other, and then just opping anyone trying to jump over or peeking with an op. You can of course also go here doing this, but it's a little bit more dangerous going all the way over here compared to actually sitting at these boxes, to be honest. Okay, we're almost at the end. I feel like this is becoming a longer video. It's probably because I know a little bit more sneaky stuff than on many of the other maps, but a good thing to do on long, this is pretty much standard stuff, but I think I need to show it anyways. Good pop flash. Another good thing to do is actually to smoke yourself off. So if you're going long, put a smoke right there and you can easily get into pit without the T's ganking you before you get into it. Then of course you can also do the pop flash together with your friend's smoke. Do like that, and then push in and try to get yourself over to this blue box. And obviously if there's no T's active here, you can start sneaking up and make your way into T-spawn. But really this is probably the hardest place to try to lurk, because as soon as you try to get out of these doors, you have this positions T's can be holding, you have that position, that position, that position, you can have this position, that position, that one as well, and obviously back here that I already shown. But yeah, that's my little guide to Dust 2. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did, please hit that like button and maybe share it on Twitter or Facebook or any other social media. As usual, thank you guys so very much for watching my videos. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.